Wake up with the sunrise, meditate to clear my mind. Thank you for this breath, I'm ready to be surprised. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm ready for the ride. Don't know where I'm going, but I know I got my guides. Wake up with the sunrise.
Hello and welcome to our healing session today. I am your fearless hostess, Rachel Robinson, victim rights attorney, lyricist, gardener, all these different things about myself that I learned on my healing journey and my journey to actualization. And so, of course, I'm offering that healing to you. With our special guest today, Shannon Abbott with Majestic Tree Healing. So tell us about your healing modalities.
So I do shamanic Reiki, which they're actually finding out that Reiki is a form of shamanic practice. So what does that mean? And shamanic practices are from indigenous cultures throughout the world that work with energies to create healing through energetic ways instead of physical or mental. And so with that, I work with the energetic body. I sense into that and am able to find stuck or stagnant energies and help to get them moving. And our energetic bodies influence so many different aspects of ourselves that by working with the energetic body, that can then influence physical health or mental health or spiritual health. And so finding those stuck and stagnant energies that can come from just day-to-day stress. It also can come from trauma that we experienced in childhood or throughout life. And finding those and then being able to work with them, get them moving or extract them can then lead to healing. And it's something a lot of people I think are familiar with Reiki, which is shamanic energy work from Japan, has a very kind of regimented hand placements and symbol use versus incorporating other shamanic practices. Sessions can be very intuitive, where there can be all sorts of tools that I use or different things that come up that is based on the intention that is set and what a person wants to look at.
Now, these are relaxation tools, right? Or what kind of tools?
So the tools that I use are things like chakra spinning, which is a way of getting energy moving. A key feature of shamanic practices typically is a shamanic journey, which is when I am in a trance state. And in being in a trance state, I can enter the different realms of the energetic or spiritual world to access different healing or different wisdom. That's something that if a shamanic journey happens, I am journeying on behalf of the person I'm working with, but depending on their familiarity or sometimes just kind of innate capabilities, sometimes they're able to be a part of the shamanic journey and they're able to see things or experiencing things. And then it can become a really co-created experience with that. There's also cord cutting, which as we go throughout life, we create energetic cords with thoughts or people or places, and those cords can become unhealthy. And so energetic cord cutting is a way of releasing those ties. And then there's also another tool is negative entity removals, which depending on how you look at the world can really influence how you understand the energetic world. For me, I see it as negative entities are energies that are trying to get back to source or God, or however you would like to phrase it. And they've lost their own connection. And so then they seek out other energies to try and, I would say, feed off of. And so I see it as the negative entity removals are saying taking those out and helping those energies get connected to source without being a siphon off of other people's energies. Other practices have different ways of looking at entity removals or entity attachments. But so those are some of the tools that I use.
Like an exorcism, how a religious person would maybe call that like an exorcism.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stigma or a lot of pieces that I don't see or that doesn't come into my practice when with the equivalency to exorcism, but that is, I think that it's something similar that it's a similar construct or a similar idea. And so with that, those are the tools that I'm using, but what person is experiencing is, different than that. There's most of the time, the session that we'll do is going to be more guided since this is just audio. And also, I don't think people want to just sit and listen to silence. But a lot of sessions, I'll be playing, if it's in person, I play music and then they are on a massage table. Whether it's virtual or in person, I don't touch. And so then the person lays and I walk them through a kind of relaxation, verbal relaxation thing at the beginning. And then during the session, while I'm doing the energetic work, it's usually fairly quiet unless there's a shamanic journey. And so what the person could or would experience is just a really relaxing experience. There are times that as energy releases, there's different routes that energy can release. And so the person might have waves of hot or cold. There might be times that like their body wants to twitch or move, and that's encouraged to that's just a way that the energy is trying to get out. And things like burping, coughing, sneezing, those are all energetic releases. And so those are things that'll come. Some people, while they're receiving the energy, can have visuals. Not, and that's, if you don't have that, it's not a bad thing. But so it's the overall experience of the person receiving is a really relaxing one. There can be times where there's waves of emotions as things release, but those are always, they kind of come and peak and then go off. And I always encourage people to welcome any part of the experience that's coming because it's a way that the energy is moving.
That's beautiful. And so in the virtual session, it would be similar. They're laying down and you're guiding them just as you explained with the
Yep.
music. And okay. And since you don't need to touch anyone, but they will feel things, they'll feel the guidance, they'll feel what's going on. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And feel it in different ways. Of some people can very physically feel it. Sometimes there'll be visual, sometimes it's relaxation. It's how it's felt is as varied as people are, which is beautiful. But yeah, energy is not bound by time or space. And so that's the really neat thing is I've worked with people in Europe and Australia, and there's no barrier to distance and the work being possible.
And what's the outcome for people? How many sessions do they usually need to get the outcome they're looking for? And what usually is their total response to this energy work?
Yeah. I have found that there's a certain level of if there's cynicism or there can be different things that prevent people from receiving as deeply. Not to stress of like, oh, you can do it wrong, but usually people are able to go as far as they're willing to go. Well, I've had some people that have, after a session, have walked away and have gotten, relief from things that they said like it felt like 2 years of therapy. I've had other people that have come that it's just like, I just really want an hour of relaxation, and that's what they get. Obviously, there's nothing different that I'm providing to each of those people. Part of it is the intention setting is really important. Of if it's a broad intention, then kind of what is the most pressing is what's going to come up because our energetic bodies are so full of all sorts of information. I'm not going to be able to, if all of it came at once, there would be no way to work with all of it. So setting the intention brings up what is related to that. So we can go in and we can say our intention is for, clarity or something like that. But we want to release
Cutting a cord, cutting
What's
a
that?
cord, cutting a cord from an abuser.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. One thing I just wanted to add before I answer that though is just to being careful around expectation. It's like I can't be like, oh, we're gonna, you have a problem in your knee and we're gonna work on that and it's gonna be done. So with the cord cutting and like cord cutting with an abuser, which is really interesting, is one thing that can be a interesting thing to watch is that if we find that cord and cut it, there's a piece of working with the person that is with me on, okay, where's the weakness in your energetic field that that attachment was allowed to happen. And so working on that. But then after the session to notice, because that cord, there's energy drain, or that what's on the other end of the cord was receiving energy. They aren't consciously aware of what happened, but they can sense that shift in energy unconsciously. And so frequently there's times where, we did a cord cutting with somebody that they haven't talked to in years, but it's there. And so we cut it. And then in a couple days, they get a random message or a random reach out from this person. And it's because of that unconscious, like, oh, I feel this energy that I was getting, I'm not getting anymore. And now I'm trying to re-engage and get that back, which that's just kind of that's not necessarily a result, but that's an interesting way of like, oh, yep, we got that one. So it's something that I suggest. I really like people to intuitively know, or like really take ownership of their own, that I'm not going to hand them here's how many sessions you need. And at the same time, it's something, if it's a new modality, I do encourage people to do 2 to 3 sessions and to notice, like, okay, what are the shifts that I notice after sessions? What are the feelings I have after sessions? And then using that as a barometer to, oh, okay, like here's some things I'm noticing. I think it's time. So a strong encouragement for people to trust their intuition and their knowing, but to experience it enough to have the information to make those choices, if that makes sense.
It does. And for my clients, what the Ray of Justice offers is that anyone who will be signing up with you, Shannon, would get their first session covered by the Ray of Justice. They're already clients. And so to encourage the holistic wellness, we would be covering the first session. So,
Beautiful.
all right. Well, why don't we jump into an exercise now? What will you be guiding us through today?
Yeah. So this is going to be more verbal than a normal session would be. So first, we're going to go through just a guided relaxation. And then whenever I work, I create a container for the energy work, so that just say there's nothing coming in that shouldn't be. And with that, bringing healing energy into space, wounded and other energies that want that are like, oh, let's go over there. It's kind of like this beacon. And so it's really important to create a safe container to say, like, oh, that's going to stay out. But then also asking for the assistance and help of the energies that are there. So create the sacred container. And then I'll guide you through visualization. And then also I'll be doing energy work while I do that, to kind of get in touch with the earth energy and divine energy. And then we'll close the container and kind of come back. So just a short little snippet and a little taste. And when people are listening, or at whatever point, again, because energy is not bound by time and space, it's something that when I encourage the people that are listening to experience it as well, and know that you can be following along and receiving the same energy that I'll be sending right now. So we can do it just with my voice, but if people who are listening want to take a minute to put on some meditation music, have in the background, you're welcome to do that. And that can be helpful to the experience, but not necessary. You want to start by coming into your breath. First, beginning to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And on the next breath, as you blow it out, blowing out the day that's come before. The next, blowing out the day that's yet to come. And your final breath, blowing out anything that pulls you from here and now. Then moving into breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, coming into your body, feeling your feet planted on the ground, and watching as they grow heavy and relax. Feeling that sensation move up into your shins and your calves, up into your knees and your thighs, where you feel your legs sinking to the support beneath you, continuing to feel that relaxation move into your pelvis and your hips, up into your stomach and your lower back. Noticing with each rise and fall of your stomach, your breath moving in and out, and holding the intention that with every breath in, you receive that which is meant for you, and every breath out, you release that which no longer serves you. Continuing to watch and feel as that relaxation moves up into your chest and your upper back. Then noticing it start to fill your fingers and your hands. Feeling it move through your wrists, your forearms and elbows, your upper arms and into your shoulders. Again, noticing your arms sinking into the support beneath you, knowing that you are safe and held. Continuing to watch the sensation move into your neck, where you start to feel all the tension melt away. Finally, following it up into your head, where your jaw softens, your brow unfurls, and your tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Then, as you continue to let that feeling intensify and grow throughout your body, I call to our directions. I call to the energies, the spirits, and the powers of the East. With your energy of spring and air, blow into our lives the winds of change. Give us the strength, like the shoots in spring, to push through the crust of the earth and continue to grow. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle of the spirits, the powers and the energies of the south. With your energy of summer and fire, burn away that which no longer serves us. Ignite within us our passion and our drive. And great volcano, show us the way to use the pressure in our lives to turn rock into liquid, sending it out into our own forms. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle the powers, the spirits, and the energies of the West. With your energy of fall and water, give us the strength and courage to release that which no longer serves us. Show us the way to flow and dance, smoothing out the rough edges as we go. And great whale, give us the strength and courage to sing our song to be heard for thousands of miles. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle the powers, the spirits, and the energies of the north. With your energy of earth and winter, give us the discernment and courage to turn inward and hibernate when necessary. Arctic hare and Arctic fox, show us the way to adapt and thrive in the environments that we're given. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle the powers, the spirits, and the energies from above. I ask that all ancestors, angels, and love and light beings be with us here now, offering us your protection and guidance. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle the powers, the spirits, and the energies from below. I ask that all power animals and spirit animals be with us here now, offering us your protection and guidance. And Mother Earth, thank you for holding us here. I ask that any releases that occur go to you to be composted and made anew. Welcome to the circle. I call to the circle Rachel and my higher self. May this be one more step towards more fully embodying you. Welcome to the circle. With the circle sacred and intact, the intention is for healing, for the highest good and the highest good of all. And so it is. I hope. And as you breathe at a pace that's comfortable for you, putting your attention back down onto your feet, where you notice your feet start to open and roots extend out of your feet down into Mother Earth. Watching as your roots continue to extend down until they're at a spot that feels complete. And when they've reached that spot, starting to notice a warm golden light coming up through the roots and into your feet, feeling the warm, grounding, and loving energy from Mother Earth move into your body as the golden light glistens and dances, moving in through your legs and your hips, filling your hands and your arms, taking a deep breath and feeling her warmth and the way she holds you, filling your chest and your back. Where you can feel with her solid structure, you can set down that which you've been carrying, that which makes your shoulders heavy. And finally watching as her warm golden energy comes into your head. And the deep knowing of safety that fills your body. And then putting your attention at your head and noticing the bright white light of divine coming in through the top of your head. And as it moves down, swirling and mixing with the golden light of Mother Earth, continuing to watch that white light swirl and dance as it moves through your throat and into your chest, filling your arms and your stomach, moving down into your legs and continuing to swirl and mix with the light of Mother Earth. And as you watch the energies mix within your body, noticing that with each breath, that light starts to extend outside of your body, emanating from your core, moving out to create a bubble around you. Breathing deeply here and knowing that this bubble is safe. Only that which is for your highest good will enter. Knowing that this is here for you at any time. And as you look around your bubble in this moment, noticing where there might be some splotches of color or objects that are not meant to be there. And as you observe, reaching out and bringing those down, putting them on the ground, where Mother Earth takes them and carries them, looking all around your bubble, above you, below you, behind you, and in front of you. And as you go, putting anything that's not meant to be there down to the earth where Mother Earth compost. And when the area seems clear, breathing in and soaking in this feeling. Knowing you are loved, knowing you are safe, and knowing that you are seen. Continuing to breathe and sense that energy. And as you breathe it in, asking for some sort of sign that you can call on to remind you of this. And a beautiful ball of energy and light appears before you. And as you hold out your hand, the ball of energy places something in your hand. Closing your hand around it and feeling the weight and the texture, the temperature. And then looking at it and noticing what shape it is, what color it is. And knowing this gift that you've been given is your reminder of how to come back here. Taking a few more deep breaths before we start coming back. Now you take a few more breaths. We thank our directions for the energies, powers, and spirits that have been here. To the north, west, south, east, above, and below. Stay if you will, go if you must. Our higher selves, may we each walk away sovereign on our own path, taking with us that which was meant for us and leaving behind the rest. And so it is. Thank you. As we come to a close, coming back into your body, bringing some slight movement to your fingers and your toes, then rolling your ankles and your wrists, stretching or moving in any way that feels good. And when you're ready, opening your eyes.
Wow, that was phenomenal.
And
So where can people find you if they'd like to do one of these sessions with you?
yeah, definitely. And so for those that are in Minnesota, I do in-house appointments in the Twin Cities area or have an office in my home. Otherwise, I can work virtually. And so people can go to www.majestictreehealing.com to set up I do a free 15-minute complimentary appointment, and then also to set up full-length appointments as well.
Thank you so much, Shannon Abbott. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, Rachel.
Open your eyes and see your divinity. see the truth of who we be. I be you and you be me, and we are floating on this rock in the infinite galaxy. So relax and let things be what they will be. Set yourself free from all the fake news, fake rules that you insist on following. And when I get the sign to move, that is exactly where I'll be. Wake up with the sunrise, meditate to clear my mind. Thank you for this breath, I'm ready to be surprised. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm ready for the ride. Don't know where I'm going, but I know I got my guides. Wake up with the sunrise, meditate to clear my mind. Thank you for this breath, I'm ready to be surprised. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm ready for the ride. Don't know where I'm going, but I know I got my guides.